My head's gonna be cut off, but I don't care because we gotta go. I have 5 minutes to get ready, and it's my last shift at Sephora at Kohl's. And I wanted to talk a little bit about just taking risks and doing what's best for you, because right, also this is for Sephora at Kohl's and Sephora corporate. Before you click off or try to sue me or whatever, this is of my own volition. I left because I wanted to. There was no beef with anybody. There was no ill will, and no one treated me poorly by management. Nothing like that. I'm not saying anything bad about anybody, and I'm not naming names, and I'm not naming the location that I work at. So with that all out of the way, it was really fun and I learned a lot, but also I realized, because I am a hag, not like derogatory, but in terms of just like, I love beauty and I love consumerism and I love lifestyle and things like that, right? But I'm so far removed from like what the girls are into, at least like the young ones, because you do have like 10, 11, 12-year-old clients looking for Drunk Elephant and Glow Recipe and things like that, and Super Goop, and I'm just like, you're literally 12. Why are you even worried about any of that? And it's because of TikTok and hyper consumerism and the need to start your niacinamide and retinol literally when you're an infant. And it's a crazy world. And I don't want to say that like it was not for me, but definitely if I was younger, it would be a lot more fun. I think it would be less nerve-wracking in terms of like learning the ropes of like the terminology and learning how to really navigate and figure out what your client wants. But that shit is not for me anymore, because I am not gonna take you to the most expensive product in the store and you tell me 20 times over that you don't like it or this is not what you're looking for. Because I've had quite a few clients who are definitely on the more mature side, who are just like, this isn't really what I'm looking for, or they know the brands that they like and we don't carry them and stuff like that. And right, once you tell like a client no, or like we don't carry it, they're like basically out of the store, because they're not really gonna ask for a recommendation because they want what they were looking for, right? At least that's what I've experienced at the ones that I've worked at. And that's not bad, right? But then it's money leaving the door, according to sales metrics. I'm not going to say anything derogatory, because even though I am dumb, I'm not stupid. I'm not going to make a clown out of myself. But maybe I'll talk more in depth about it when I don't have to go to work literally in 2 seconds. I think it's just very telling how the beauty space and skincare world has shifted, especially when you think about the first time you ever went into a Sephora when you were like 16 and they had those fancy red dress / aprons on, and it felt very luxurious, and it was an experience, right? And it's not to say that like Sephoras don't have that anymore. It's just a lot more difficult to recreate that when the industry has shifted so much, right? Because now it's kind of less about, I don't want to say less about spending time with your client, because I have quite literally spent 30 minutes plus probably with a client, like walking around the towers and the displays to figure out something that works for them. Because right, I want you to be happy at the end of the day. I don't really care about getting numbers or getting BIs and things like that, and that's just like the like signing up guests, because if they don't want it, I'm not gonna force them. And according to some people who work in the area that I work in, that would be considered a low performer. And even though sure that may be what it is, I still have guests wanting to come to me for their experience and for their shopping experience, and I feel like that says a lot. And I really wish it wasn't I wish it wasn't geared as much towards metrics as it was, and it was back towards being not necessarily a luxury beauty space, but more of a client experience where you come in, you're welcomed, you're greeted, you're walked around. Not that the people don't do samples, but like there's more freebies. It just feels different. And if you shop at Sephora a lot online or offline, or you shop at like any of the big beauty retailers, you would kind of understand more what I'm saying. But I don't know, it's just weird, and maybe I'll talk about it when I come home after my shift. But I don't know, everything just felt bizarre and it was really fun, but I don't think it was for me at this point in time. Also, I didn't even get to tell you, I only got like 12 hours a week. That's nothing. That's bizarre. Anyways, I need to go before I'm late for work. See you in a little bit. I look like butt cheeks. So it is like 3 or 4 days later from my last shift, and I'm gonna be so real. I haven't put much thought into what I wanted to say, just because it's not that like I've been busy. I've honestly been kind of indulging in old habits, and you're probably like, what are you even talking about? Girl, reading fan fiction and watching anime. Like, when I tell you that's like all I did as a teenager, like, well, not all I did, but it was one of the things where it's just like, I think it was those things that I did, right, to occupy time. Because, right, when you're a teenager, you can't go anywhere, you don't have a job, and you don't have summer school, and you don't have friends, right? You're just gonna kind of do what you can to occupy time. Oh, not to say nothing, right? Basically, like, I've just been kind of farting around, which I definitely shouldn't be doing. I should be looking for another job. And I've applied to a couple places, and I need to call a couple of places. But I think I think I already made this point in the first half of the video, if I can remember correctly, that had I been told that I wasn't going to get a lot of hours and the rate would be pretty butt cheeks, I would have not taken the position, and I probably would have kept looking for something. As of today, Wednesday, July 24th, I had just got, well, like earlier today after my shift at work, because I do have one job, but it's not enough income to pay off my debts and to save up money to move out of this boo-boo ass apartment. I need to, oh, I had a, sorry, I'm listening to music and it's kind of fucking up my train of thought. I really shouldn't, but I just don't feel like, I don't feel like thinking, but I just don't want to, not have a dull moment, but just have a weird train of thought. But I mean, it's gonna be weird anyway, right? Had an interview for a part-time receptionist position at a salon that's near me, and the interviewer was like pretty impressed with my background, which I was pretty surprised of. And I don't know why, like, I'm still surprised when older people were just like, oh my god, you can do XYZ, and I'm like, yes, I was raised on the internet and I know how to do some software, some hardware stuff. So these things that you would need me to do for this position is nothing new to me. And I've worked in, I always say this, no one cares, but I'm gonna say it anyway. I have now, especially because since I've been working since I was 16, on and off again, right? Have a decade, 10 fucking years of customer service experience underneath my belt. And I'm no longer like a raging B word to guests. No, I'm running out of my moisturizer, bro. This isn't a bad day, but I really like this. Anyway, I don't know why it's surprising, but I'm assuming that because when I guess you do hire more mature / elder people for a certain position, sometimes it can be hard for them to acclimate because they don't really, not that they don't understand, but using certain softwares and hardware can be a little difficult for them, which is why it's good to hire people of a variety of ages, so you have all your bases covered. So if one person a certain age doesn't know how to do something, boom, we can ask the youngsters or ask the middle-aged people, you know. I feel like it also just helps out with like variety of customer service, whatever. I also don't want this video, even if you've made it like past a certain point, I don't want this to deter you if you do want to work for a Sephora or Sephora and Kohl's. If you love beauty and you kind of know what's popping with trends and you are like in an online beauty space, go for it. Just because I didn't have the best experience doesn't mean that you won't. And if you're okay with a certain amount of hours and you ask the right questions and you go through the proper channels, I'm sure you will enjoy yourself and have a really good time and learn a lot about the industry, because I learned a lot. I learned about a lot of brands that I didn't even know about. I got to kind of talk to a variety of ages of clients slash customers about what their specific beauty needs, and how a lot of people over 30 don't know that like Rare Beauty and Fenty and One Size and Makeup by Mario are kind of like the on and poppin' brands, and um, just things like that, you know. It was really fun, and I'm gonna miss my coworkers because they were all really cool people. And I don't know, I think it was just unfortunate timing, because had I been younger, I absolutely would have had so much fun and would have been able to do something with my teeny weeny paychecks. But as for now, I'm still looking. Maybe I'll do a more in-depth video if anybody cares, but I mean, I was literally only there for a month, but I've also been in beauty, sort of, not really, like social media wise. Even though I'm a flop, like I'm aware of brands and I know what to tell guests or clients or people come for me advice. Like I'm gonna be able to help you, obviously. Well, maybe not obviously, but I feel like I have enough experience and know-how to assist with issues. But that's just the ongoing thing right now. I just need to find another job, and I just need to get my shit together, because it's true. I need to get it together. Also, I kind of do like airless pumps because I feel like you do get all the product out of it. That's neither here nor there. I'm just rambling at this point. But yeah, thank you for watching. Subscribe if you would like. I will see you next week.